I'm with Tommy Robinson of the EDL, based out of England and Luton, actually, right?
Luton, just north of London.
Okay. I'm going to ask him a few questions. Right now, I noticed in your when you were speaking up there, or your co-partner, I forget his name again.
Kevin.
Yep, Kevin. He had mentioned that you were the first group to fight Islam politically in England. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're the first group to tackle it and to take to the streets against it. And we only took to the streets due to an inability by our political leaders and our political elite and our police forces to tackle this problem, to identify the problem. We have more Muslim extremists now in Europe than ever in history. Okay. And Islam's been trying to take over Europe for 1,400 years, and it's now closer than it ever has been.
Isn't there other groups, though, like the National Front, the Front National, and the BNP, who's been fighting this for years?
When you talk about fighting it for years, those groups differ in many ways, because those are just Nazis, backward.
Have they not been fighting Islamification?
They fight anything that's not white. So they don't. We are sole purpose to tackle Islam. They tackle and they have a hatred for anything that's not white.
It's not white. Were you part of the BNP at one time?
I was part of the BNP in 2004.
Were you part of the BNP at one time?
I was part of the BNP in 2004.
Were you part of the BNP at one time?
I was part of the BNP in 2004.
Okay. Now, I've got to ask you a couple tough questions here in order to be fair. Okay. Funding. How do you receive your funding?
We have no funding.
You have no funding? There's no funding?
We have done everything we've done over 3.5 years on £40,000, probably $50,000 that we've made through selling T-shirts.
And that's over a 3-year period?
Over a 3-year period.
That is basically no funding.
That's no funding, man. Trust me, that's no funding. We've skinned ourselves from it. Our members pay for. We pay for everything ourselves. And if you look at what we've done and where we've come in 3 years, if we had funding, we'd finish Islam in Britain.
Now, I got another question for you. Yep. I noticed you're wearing a shirt or a button that says "I'm a Zionist." Yep. What does a Zionist mean to you? What is a Zionist?
Well, a Zionist is someone who believes in a homeland for Jewish people. I believe.
My definition, when I've looked at that in the dictionary, is Israel first.
It means Israel first.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I believe in Israel's right to exist. I believe in their right to defend themselves. I believe that the Jews have been persecuted. And when I look at the Israeli thing, I look at it from my own point of view, growing up in Luton Town. The main extremist is, you know, the Stockholm bomber that we spoke about earlier. He was radicalised in the Luton Islamic Centre. The Luton Islamic Centre used to be the Jewish synagogue until they smashed it up, attacked it, and drove them out of there. About 6 years ago, I was walking through Luton and I see some Orthodox rabbis. They had all these police around them walking. What's going on there? They're getting a police escort to walk through the streets of Luton. Now, this is year 2012 now in Britain, and no one could wear a skull cap from one end of an Islamic area to the other. They wouldn't get out of that area. So I see today that the Jewish people are persecuted, and I believe no one speaks up for them.
Right. Well, you know, there is a negative incantation in a lot of realms about Zionism, about international banking, about a lot of things like that. And since it does denote that it is Israel first, can you possibly serve two masters? Meaning, can you serve England and Israel at the same time?
Yeah, my battle is on my homeland, is England. And with regards to the Zionists, Nick Griffin from the BNP. He made a recent video where all he went on about was that I am a Zionist. So this is humour as well. I've just put this.
So it's humorous.
I've just put this picture on Twitter and directed it straight at Nick Griffin. I said this one's just for you.
Right. Well, you have a feud with Nick.
I have a feud.
Were you part of the BNP at one time?
I was part of the BNP in 2004.
Well, thank you for this interview. And from New York City on September 11th, I'm Jerry Dalton, Worldwide News Service.